Hi, it's Phil here again. I still have piles. I'm going to do a little bit of cooking in the kitchen. This is incidentally where where I've spent time in my kitchen having piles. There's no other kitchen I've ever lived in where I've had piles. It's only this kitchen. So this went on for a number of weeks really, and the pain didn't change at all. I was walking to work, sitting down at work with my bosses, Ian and Damon and Rachel, and they'd all, they're very loose, relaxed human beings, but even still I don't really want to talk about my anus with them. But I'd be sat there at work and I'd spend 4 or 5 hours in pain, sat in this seat with this feeling of this enormous stone in my anus. And it was funny the variety of sort of pains you could get. You could get this feeling there was cement inside of you, and you could get this feeling that it was burning, like someone had lit a match inside your anus. A real variety of different pains, that you wouldn't expect. And so eventually I decided that I would go to the doctors, because in effect the piles had created a situation where I was also having panic attacks, because I was in pain all during the morning, because I'd taken a shit in the morning. I would just feel awful and really on edge, and I started to have these panic attacks, and I thought, well, I've got to go and do something about this. So I went to the doctor, and he sat down. He was very decent about it, and he suggested I also try cream on my anus, which I thought was a very good idea if I tried cream and the suppository. So here we have, we've got anusol creams. They come as a twosome. They work well together, and what you do here is it comes with a little nozzle which you just put on there like that. You take the little lid off, and you wash that to sort of get rid of the sort of streaks of shit, and you put that in your anus as far as you can up your anus, and then you just push, and then you pull it out very slowly, so you coat the inside of your anus as much as possible. Sometimes I would use my finger just to sort of get it in, because often the anus is quite tight when you've just opened your bowels. It seizes up for some reason, so you'd often need to loosen it up a little bit rather than just push that in where it would hurt. But basically I didn't find this very helpful at all. And so I went through the next few months in some degree of pain and very confused about what I was going to do. And so I thought, well, what am I going to do? And you read on the internet, what might be helpful for you. And the terrible thing about looking at things on the internet, it's a very bad idea. Rob, my housemate, he suggests never ever looking on the internet for things, because it only starts your mind worrying about stuff, because inevitably you'll read that it's rectal cancer, or your anus is likely to explode within the next 3 to 7 months, and I was just terrified of it. But what it suggested was that I might have to go in and go under the knife, as it were, and I was terrified of that, but I had no choice. So I decided to go to the doctors again.